Alright you guys, ZFR back here once again, and in this video I'm going to be going over some leaks for Cyberpunk 2077 that recently just kind of came out. Now, before we get into this, if you guys haven't heard, Cyberpunk 2077 recently just got a lot of stuff leaked, and apparently this stuff is basically going to be what we can expect from the game over the course of the next year in 2022, what they'll be releasing for in terms of DLC, free DLC expansions, stuff like that. So with that being said, I just really want to go ahead and start this video off by saying, guys, these are just leaks. They're basically just rumors. None of this seems confirmed to me, and if I'm being honest, the developers have already come out and said that some of it doesn't add up, but you know, they did it in obviously the somewhat kind of sarcastic way that just leaves a few things up in the air whether or not they're true or not. So yeah, just be very aware that it is 100% possible that some of this just simply isn't true and isn't happening. And it may be even potentially all of it. However, though, looking at these leaks, I do believe that some of this may turn out to be true. It just lines up really well with the current situation with CD Projekt Red being so quiet recently. So I do believe some of these leaks may potentially be true. However, just make sure you take everything in this video going forward with a grain of salt. And we're just going to kind of run down this list and break some of this down together. So, getting into it, the first one is that they pretty much believe that the next gen patch, aka patch 1.5, so we're thinking the next patch we get is going to be the next gen patch, and pretty much they're pretty much saying that it's going to be treated as a soft relaunch for the game. And the game is even going to be renamed Cyberpunk 2077 Samurai Edition. Now that does sound like something CD Projekt Red would 100% do. But the big part of this is the relaunch bit. So yeah, with that being said, I do really want to get into some of these features that are supposedly coming with this relaunch. So apparently CD Projekt Red is going to do a big live stream around February to reveal the patch. So just keep in mind that we're not getting any of this until February. So the next month we're probably not going to be hearing much from them if this is true. So just be aware of that. So they're going to do a big live stream in February to reveal the patch. And then apparently they're going to showcase the new Cyberpunk anime that's supposed to be coming to Netflix. I'm excited for that. Probably going to do some reviews for that over on ZFR Entertainment 2.0. If you guys haven't subscribed to that channel, make sure you go and do that. But then they're also supposedly going to show us something from the first expansion for Cyberpunk 2077. So the first paid expansion, we're supposed to get a little something involving that. We'll see how all this works out. Right now, I would just keep my hopes up about this soft relaunch the most. I would be surprised if they came out with all of that, but that would be a really good way to start the year off for them, I guess. Next up, let's see. The new Promise free DLC will be bundled in and includes 4 new weapons, new game plus, apartment customization, and new gigs. So they're saying a lot of the Promise free DLC we were supposed to already have gotten is probably going to be bundled into this next patch along with it. So we're probably going to be getting a lot of new stuff such as the weapons and stuff like that, and the apartment customization, new game plus, stuff like that for patch 1.5 with this kind of soft relaunch of the game. So they're going to add a few new stuff in there. That'll be pretty cool. Tons of small stuff like Judy and Pandem sending you more text messages during the course of the game. That's cool. I mean, some people really enjoy that stuff. I think that's very small in the grand scheme of what the game needs. Honestly, I would like to just see more romance options overall. I was kind of let down with the romance options in the main game, so I would like to see a little bit more expansion on that. But anyway, moving on from that, the first expansion takes place in Pacifica, which is actually quite huge. You walk around and do quests in what is called the combat zone. So yeah, this is actually a really big part of the game that a lot of people were just surprised wasn't there. For people who don't know the Cyberpunk lore, Pacifica is supposed to be like one of the most dangerous places you can go in the game. Like, it's literally called the combat zone in like the lore and stuff of Cyberpunk 2077. And pretty much it's like a place where all the gangs go pretty much just to fight each other, just to get into beef and stuff like that. So it's literally just like this big, supposed to be this big mosh pit of like gangs fighting each other. And obviously that's just not what it is in the main game of Cyberpunk 2077. So it's cool to see that they might be kind of fixing that. So alright, the combat zone is being fought over by two new gangs, the Bozos, violent clown psychopaths with a sixth sense of humor, and a gang called Slaughterhouse, violent psychopath fascists. Now, these are two really big gangs from the Cyberpunk lore. Once again, these are two gangs and two factions that people were expecting to be in the original game or the main game. And we're kind of surprised to hear that they weren't, but it looks like they're adding them now, so that's pretty cool. Alright, walking around the combat zone feels very inspired by the game Stalker. So, yeah, it sounds like this is going to be pretty intense. This actually sounds really good. However, though, I do want to point out that is from the first expansion. That's basically what the first expansion of the game is going to be. What sounds like a good one to me. It sounds a lot more like diving into the game's core features opposed to just adding new stuff just to add new stuff. Even though there is new stuff getting added, it looks like they're just really building upon the stuff that we wanted to see anyway from the game. I can only imagine story stuff will come along with this, right? Like, it doesn't say so, but I would imagine. But anyway, back to the relaunch, because I've completely skipped that part. I thought I skipped something here. So with the game's new soft relaunch that we're supposed to be getting in February or soon after February, they're supposed to be adding barbershops, garage, improved AI, which is what I'm most excited about, transmog system, a complete rebalancing of the loot system. Thank God. I hope it's what I think it's going to be. I hope it's just a completely rehauled loot system, but we'll have to see. And then new UI. So, yeah, that's the part that probably excites me the most about this. I think the improved AI sounds really good. I think rebalancing the loot system sounds like a massive change. If you guys don't know, I've said in previous videos, I believe those are going to be the things that really take this game to the next level. So yeah, I'm excited about all of that. Anyway, moving on, Cyberpunk will get its own Gwent-like minigame. It involves going to cyberspace and controlling and collecting monsters, which you can send to JRPG-like battles. Also has multiplayer. Now, this is the part that has people thinking these leaks just aren't real, because like multiplayer this early on after everything we've seen just doesn't seem like it's going to happen. Doesn't seem possible whatsoever. So yeah, that's probably not going to come true. One of the monsters looks like the Reaper. Another one I saw looks like an Oni. Okay, so that's pretty much just straight out of the lore with the whole cyberspace hacking game and stuff like that. If you've read the Cyberpunk lore, that's in there. It sounds cool. I mean, Gwent was definitely a fun little side activity in The Witcher, but I'm not going to spend too much time on this because you either like the mini games or you don't. And then, of course, there's stuff in here about the anime. So the anime is going to be called Cyberpunk 2077 Edge Runners, made by Studio Trigger, with writing and story made by CDPR themselves. It looks absolutely insane. Beautiful 2D animation that reminds me of Akira. So yeah, a lot of people are excited about this. Me personally, I mean, I'm excited, but I'm not going to spend too much time talking about in this video because we're really just worried about the game here. But yeah, guys, when it comes to leaks, that's pretty much all of them. So a lot of it, to be honest, is kind of stuff we already were speculating was going to be happening, such as the next gen patch, the free DLC. We finally have an idea of what the expansions for the game might look like, at least the first one. But yeah, pretty much I'm excited by what was in these leaks, but once again, it's important to remember that they're leaks. Unfortunately, some of it just doesn't sound like it's going to be real. Like for instance, that little bit about multiplayer with the kind of cyber hacking mini game and stuff like that. I'm not sure about that part. That definitely doesn't sound real to me. The cyber hacking thing sounds very real. I believe they've even like discussed doing something like that before, and that is straight out of the Cyberpunk lore for people who don't know. So I believe that part. However, like the actual part about like it having multiplayer and stuff, I wonder about that. Maybe, I guess I can see CD Projekt Red doing that because we know they're slightly interested in multiplayer, but I just don't know. But overall, I'm not even really worried about any mini games right now. I just want the main game itself to be in better shape before I even think about mini games and stuff like that. But overall, like the stuff in here was pretty exciting. I don't want to talk too much about what's rumored here for the first expansion because I pretty much want to make some more videos about that over on the new second channel. If you guys haven't subscribed to ZFR Entertainment 2.0, make sure you go and do it. It's going to have a lot of really cool cinematic videos over there, especially for stuff like Cyberpunk 2077 and stuff like that. So yeah, I'm pretty excited about all this. But anyway, tell me what you guys thought about these leaks. Are you excited for what was seen here? Is it enough to bring you back to the game if you've just been kind of waiting on the sidelines for a reason to come back? I know a lot of people are. Are you still done with the game? Would you even still give the game another chance at this point? I know there's a lot of mixed opinions around this, but I'm interested to hear what everybody's thinking. So don't forget to leave those comments and likes down below to just support the video and stuff like that. Also hit the subscribe button if you haven't yet, because this is going to officially be the channel where we cover a lot of news and stuff like this. So yeah, overall, thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed the video, and I will see you guys on the next one. ZFR out, guys.